The sun, one of the Creator's greatest gifts. Light, heat, energy. Life is impossible without the sun. But what happens when the sun is snuffed out? Your son or daughter murdered in cold blood. Another statistic for the nightly news. And just as tragic, what happens when your son or daughter does the killing? These murder suspects were once children of the village. What happened along the way to destroy their innocence, and in turn have them destroy the innocence of others, staining our streets with the blood of our children? These questions weighed heavy on the heart of Tawana Patrick and Kelvin Caldwell when their son, Donald Joshua Ray, was murdered on July 6, 2014. The pain stung that much deeper because Kelvin and Tawana have long devoted their lives to uplifting our community, our village, our families. And we're in the process of opening the African Village Chicago Cultural Center in the Austin community.
Develop my self-discipline. In order to be at the best. In myself. And those around me. I will. Never start a fight. Or fight for selfish reasons. But I will. Fight for right. And not for might.
Josh, who had earned a black belt in Taekwondo under the tutelage of instructor Caldwell, known affectionately as Brother Ka, was scheduled to teach his skills to other young people at the center. Following the murder of her son, Tawana, also known as Sister Arianka, looked deep within to find the strength, and rather than curse the darkness, decided to light a candle and establish the Son of Ari Ka Institute to focus on youth development and help assure that our young people have the support system they need to be their very best.
The programming right now that we have going is a mini cultural summer camp. We have children that come in, they get about an hour of martial arts and yoga, and then they transition into a classroom environment where they're learning African history. We have broken the weeks down this summer and focused on math, science, nature, music, civilization, of course, the arts, but they're all coming from an African-centered perspective. If a nation can't feed itself, a nation cannot survive. So agriculture, that piece of growing your own food is very vital in our communities. And again, that's something that's indigenous to us as African people. So we wanted to give them that back and show them that you can start something from. If you have a seed or if you have a bean, you can feed a whole village of people with just that one. And then show them from beginning how it sprouts, how it grows roots, what the dirt does, and then the connection of seeing it happen and seeing the transformation and knowing the process of putting something in the ground and what the ground does and the nutrients that it provides, so that they can then appreciate the earth. Today was the second part of our Nature Science Week, and we put it together like that because nature and science do go hand in hand. And last week, when they started their bean sprouts, that same day we had a conversation about the world's first multi-genius, which was Imhotep. So I gave them the concept, and we talked about Imhotep and who he was and what he did, and him being the father of medicine. And at the time, medicine being your food and food being your medicine, it kind of segued right into the bean experiment. And this week, after they're being sprouted, we had them plant them, and the Mama C that came in to talk about Percy Julian gave a connection to a more recent ancestor who was a genius as well and what he did in science. So we wanted to bridge the gap and let them see that thousands and over almost 5,000 years ago, you had a multi-genius who looked like you. And then just in recent years, you have another ancestor who is also a multi-genius that looks like you.
What do you think? What do you think, Anthony?
Because of his color.
Because of his color. Because of the color of his skin.
I was contacted by the head detective in charge of the investigation of Josh's murder, and he let us know that the suspect has been apprehended. They chased him across about 3 state lines from Indiana to Kentucky, all the way down to, I think he said, Louisiana or Alabama or something, but he had to come home and they got him. And
What did it feel like when you got that call, Tawana?
oh, man. I was getting ready because I teach a class on Tuesday, so I was getting ready to go to my class and trying to cook some dinner for my hubby before I left. And so I'm all over the place, and I started not to answer the phone because it was an unknown number. So I just said, pick up the phone. So I picked up the phone, and the detective started explaining who he was and stuff like that. And so I just paused for a moment and, like froze in my tracks, and because I was hoping that that's what he was going to say. And when he said that we got him, I just, yes! I know my neighbors was like, what the hell is going on over there? And so I said, thank you so much. I'm so happy you calling me with this. And so he was laughing on the other end, and then I just started crying. And he was like, his voice started getting rattly and shaking. And I could tell that he was really excited as well and really happy about delivering that news. And that's what he said. He said, I'm so happy I could call you and tell you this. He was like, because, we really, really wanted to get this guy, and it could combat some of this violence because, it's just senseless. We feel like our children, if they had some other alternatives as young people growing up and know more about their own history and culture and who they are and what greatness lies within them, and based on the information that they receive, knowing and learning about their ancestors, that they wouldn't be so quick to pick up a gun and kill each other.
Let's give our children, our future, abundant light in what appears to be darkness. Help us build a brighter community today instead of trying to repair a devastated one tomorrow. Thanks in advance for your support.